guys, it is Thursday the 12th of November. Honestly forgot the day. If you're new to my channel, my name's Jane, hi, and I am in the dual BA program between Trinity College Dublin and Columbia University, and I was meant to be in Columbia in New York City this year, but lo and behold, I'm in Ireland. So I'm doing classes with a 5-hour time difference, but this term I've only taken 2 classes and they're both kind of in the early evening for me. I'm actually really lucky because there are lots of students who are doing classes at like midnight, like 2 a.m, 3 a.m, and I don't know how they can do it. So this term I'm taking 2 classes. I'm taking an astronomy class and a sociology class. If you are already been watching my videos, you may be confused because I'm an English major, and yes I am, but in Columbia there is a system called the core curriculum, and every student, no matter what you study, you have to take a certain amount of classes in different disciplines to fulfill the core and to ultimately graduate. So as well as like doing enough classes to graduate with your major, you have to do some classes in things like sciences and social sciences and art, music, all those different disciplines. So I thought I would do 2 subjects that would fulfill the core curriculum this term, and try and save some of my English classes and other things I'd like to do when I'm in Columbia. So now I'm going to do some college work. I am going to listen to my sociology podcast, which sounds interesting, but basically my 2 professors for sociology class called The Social World, we have classes on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and we meet up and do small group work, discussions, things like that. But outside of class they give us the lecture content, which is in podcast or video form, and it's really great. it's just so wholesome. They begin each podcast with a song. I love it. But this one is about race and criminal justice. So I've done some reading this week on this. I still have to do a little bit more before class later.
Consequences does the criminal justice have on later life chances? As she says on page 945.
After making fish tacos for the family, I'm trying to get in the habit of cooking more and just challenging myself to do it, because I know at some point I really will be living on my own, like own, well, with others hopefully, but in New York, whenever that will be. Mum kind of got the ingredients for me yesterday and I had to go with them. It was a bit stressful. Mum did help me a little bit, but they turned out all right. They tasted nice, so that's great. I get a little bit stressed because I just don't want to mess up, because I just don't cook too often. So as long as I get in the habit of it, hopefully I won't be as stressed when I'm cooking, because it's actually quite nice. It's quite enjoyable. Now I'm going to do some reading for my discussion section later, which is at 8 p.m.
Hey everyone, just a quick announcement that Professor Sharp's internet crashed momentarily, because he's coming back on in a couple of minutes, so hang tight.
I'm hanging tight. I'm on the edge of my seat here.
Race is an invented way of classifying people that is rooted in politics and power.
The majority of my knowledge of like racial injustice in the US was from the news about like police killings and big movements, like big events like that. And what I didn't already know was so much about was like the school closings and So I'm about to go to my next class here in Columbia University. Do you like the campus? It's great, isn't it? It's called Earth, Moons and Planets, and it's an astronomy class, and again I'm taking it for the core, but it's actually really interesting. I love the professor, he's great. It's not astrology, which some friends of mine think it is. I'm not learning about zodiacs, I'm doing the stars and planets and stuff. It's actually really cool, I enjoy it. Another class done. That was quite interesting. I think I need to revise over this section a lot more. This section of the course is a lot more mathematical, a little bit more scientific, so you know, as an English major, kind of need to get used to it. But it's been a while since I've done maths. But no, it's not too bad anyway. Now I'm gonna go get some dinner. I'm gonna cook up or heat up my leftovers from yesterday, because I actually cooked dinner last night. I'm on a roll with the cooking, I will say. We made, I say we because mum helped, but she says it was mainly me, so she's being very nice. A vegetable chicken stir fry, and it was so good.
And I'm glad you brought up the doing good thing, because I wanted to kind of,
And in the context of Eve Ewing's book, what's her name? Is it Barbara Bird Bennett? Yeah, something like that. While she does represent a group, she doesn't necessarily agree with like the people that she's trying to represent.
policy changes because they just don't see.
Hello?
It's now 11:30 and I'm after watching an episode of The Haunting of Hill House. I'm watching with my dad. I actually watched The Haunting of Bly Manor first. I was intrigued to watch that show because I studied the Turn of the Screw in college, and I heard it was an adaptation of The Turn of the Screw, so I went and checked it out and I loved it. But I've heard from so many people that The Haunting of Hill House was even better, so I'm checking that out. I'm so excited because I'm getting into Shirley Jackson. I really like her writing. I haven't read The Haunting of Hill House, but I've heard it's a loose adaptation of it and I'm loving it so far. I just finished episode 3 there and I love Theodora. She's such an interesting character. But speaking of books, I'm actually going to start reading White Teeth by Zadie Smith. I got this because there's a chance I'll be doing a course next term on world fiction, and Zadie Smith is one of the authors, but I've been interested in reading her anyway. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope it gave a good insight into what it's like to study online at Columbia from a country that is 5 hours of time difference. If you would like to see more from me, make sure to subscribe. And on that note, let's go read a bit of Zadie Smith.